three beautiful bilingual children, and it was a goal of my husband and I that our children would grow up bilingual. We value speaking Spanish, we value speaking English, and we wanted our children to really maintain their home language. We wanted them to be able to speak to their grandparents in Spanish, to go to Mexico and speak to their cousins and aunts and uncles in Spanish. And we knew that having our children learn both languages was very important. So when my first son was born, my husband and I decided that the strategy we would use is the one parent, one language. And that's because I felt very comfortable with Spanish and my husband felt very comfortable with English. And we thought, okay, our son will get exposure to both languages. And that worked out great. I spoke Spanish to him at home. I stayed home a lot and would constantly read, sing, talk to my son in Spanish. And my husband would speak English to him, and then my son would hear some English from his cousins too. And he learned both Spanish and English. And then he started preschool when he was exposed to so much English. And I started noticing that my son was preferring speaking only English. And I started to worry because it was a goal for my family. We wanted them to be bilingual. So then my husband and I decided what was best is that we only speak Spanish at home, because that way he's exposed to more Spanish. So we were only speaking Spanish at home, and he would hear English at school and with his cousins. So he would get somewhat of a balance. And when we would watch movies in Spanish, we would go to cultural events where he would hear a lot of Spanish. We would visit family in Mexico where he would hear them speak in Spanish and he can practice his Spanish. And then we enrolled him into a dual immersion program where in kindergarten, 90% of the day he heard Spanish and 10% he heard English. So then we felt that he was getting exposed to more Spanish at school, that we felt we can speak both English and Spanish whenever we wanted at home. So the third strategy that we chose was translanguaging. So we feel now we can speak both languages at home whenever we want. And we do that. There's certain times where we speak more Spanish or more English, but I'm always observing my children and see what languages they prefer too. So when we're speaking a lot of English and then I can hear them forgetting some words in Spanish, I tell them, okay, let's speak Spanish now, and we're gonna watch a movie in Spanish. And even my son, he's the one that's helping us out too, because now he's a better writer and speaker in Spanish too, because of the dual immersion program. So it's very exciting that my children will be bilingual, and I want to continue that even for my youngest one, the baby, who is being exposed to both Spanish and English. And it's very exciting that they know both languages, especially their home language, so that they can communicate with their grandparents. So it's exciting.